want to know your opinion on people that are in the religion through their family versus someone who's just initiates into a random house and they become a priest or priestess. Because I feel like there's a problem with people that are outsiders. They just come into the religion, they pay whatever money. After 2 or 3 months or whatever year, now they think that they're like a big priestess or priest in the religion. What's your thought about this? I mean, you're a person that comes from the culture, you know, from the family roots, you know? So I want your opinion on that.
Well, honestly, in all transparency, that's bullshit as far as coming into and having all these great titles in 2 or 3 months. Because this is something that you're born with. This is, especially if you come from a family. For example, you know how you have people that have Christian families and they're raised in the church and that's all that they know? Mm-hmm. You have families that are just Santeria and that is all that they know. Spiritual families, I'm pretty sure you guys have the same in Budum. So it's a lifetime of learning. You're learning your entire life. You're learning from when you're a child. You're learning when you're a teenager. You're still learning as an adult. And you're learning in your elder years. So this is not something that you can just pay for and pick up overnight. This is a lifelong commitment. It's a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
There's a saying in Ifa that, like, if you're not aware, like if you don't know, you know how there's a saying with the Bible that if you don't know, you can't get charged for your sin.
Okay.
It's kind of the same thing with Ifa. Like, if the innocent mind just doesn't get charged with whatever it is, if somebody coerced you into something or tricked you into something.
Okay.
Makes sense?
No, but I'm listening to anyway. Go ahead, I'll listen to you. I'm just saying it's fine.
For example, let's say because some people do a lot of trickery.
Right. Okay.
Let's say I come to you for a reading, right?
Okay.
And you decide that I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this, I need to do that, just because you want money, not necessarily because I need to do it.
Right.
But because I don't know any better, I don't get charged for it. Because I was tricked and coerced into it. Okay. You get charged for it.
Right. Got you.
Because you knew better.
Right.
Took advantage of an innocent.
Right. Right. See, I mean, it's like I said, but I get it. You know, when you come from this, it's like, I don't know, like I said, when I see people that pay their way into these religions, I'm like, dog, you know what I'm saying? And then you want to boast and act like you on something. You don't know nothing. You didn't come up in, you know what I'm saying? You ain't come up in a world where, okay, the people would come into your home or whatever, they come sit and eat during a ceremony whatsoever, or, you know, when they didn't have anything. And it's like, man, you guys don't understand that. For me, it's more than just a religious teacher. It's more like you're a community leader. You know what I'm saying? That's how I seen this shit. You know, yeah. You know, like you said, you know, people would come to your family whatsoever, and you know, when they can get helped in a Catholic church, and it's like that's a reality. But you said they was making pots and food. Can you explain that? Elaborate on that?
Yeah, they would make it. So what my grandmother would do is it's like people would come in. These were people that were poor. These are like farmers and stuff. These are like farmers and stuff. So they would bring whatever they had, vegetables, potatoes, whatever it is that they had, and she would make food in the pot. Because, you know, spiritual work is exhausting. Mm-hmm. So you get hungry. And then she would feed them. And then if they were homeless, she would give them somewhere to sleep. Which would be in the back of the house in the shed.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. And that's the part that a lot of these foreigners and people that just pay for initiation don't understand. Like, I can never call myself a priest because I seen what real priests do. And looking at, you know, coming from a family that speaks highly of that lifestyle. When you're a priest, for us, it's not just, doing magi, doing a little spiritual work like that. You're a community leader. You're helping the sick.
You're responsible.
Exactly.
Responsible for in a way, you're responsible for the souls of others.
Right. Right.
I hate to say it like that, but that's really what it is. Because people come to you because you know the way. Mm-hmm. People always need somebody who knows the way. That's why so many people follow these preachers and stuff. Mm-hmm. But the Bible also says beware of the philosophers, which are the fake preachers. But we also have those as well.
And that's, when you say the philosophers, I look at it like this. That's like the people that are speaking theory. They're the people that want to argue. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was talking to this brother the other day, and he's talking to me about theories I'm not
Right.
talking about theories. I'm talking about real life practice, real life experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when you say philosophers, these are the people that want to debate with titles. They want to debate with labels. It's like it's bigger than labels. It's more about the action. Like they say, action speaks louder than words.
You know what it is? They want the show. They want the facade. You know how you got the woman who wants to get married for the wedding?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing.
Right.
They want to get crowned for the title. They want to get crowned for the recognition. For example, not to say certain Orisha, but let's bring up certain Orisha. There was a time about a couple years ago where everybody wanted to be a daughter of Oshun. When I tell you everybody wanted to be a daughter of Oshun, you would have thought that there were no other Orisha. Because it was like, I'm a daughter of Oshun, I'm a daughter of Oshun. Because for them, Oshun represents a lot. But all they seen was the fact that she was sexy and it was wealth. But she represents so much more. She represents justice for women and children. She represents the divine feminine power. Like, it's so many other things that she represents. She represents strength. She represents a pillar in domestic violence. Because when you're a child of Oshun, Oya, or Ba, those are things that are forbidden to be hit on by a man. Like, physically hurt. So they don't see these things, and they don't know because they haven't been taught. They don't know that Oshun also has another side. Oshun is the Orisha, one of the main Orishas that you cannot turn your back on or betray. She's unforgiving. But they don't know that. They only want the rainbows and the butterflies part of this. But they don't realize that with this stuff, there's going to be a lot of tears. There's going to be a lot of loss. Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of breaking down of you. When I was about 20, I would say, my grandmother told me one day, she said, you're going to be stripped of everything you love. And I was like, you're crazy. You're crazy. But it was the only way that I was going to learn. It was the only way that I was going to learn without the things that I had. So I had to essentially start from the bottom. I lost everything. I lost my job. I lost my relationship. I had to leave my apartment. It got to the point where it was just me and my Orisha and my muertos. And it was like I had to figure it out from there. Because it was a point where my grandmother was like, I'm here, but you gotta learn. Mm-hmm. And then she would say, ponte pa lo tuyo. That means stand for what's yours. You know what you gotta do. And that was the beginning of me finding my way.
And you know what? And this is what I'm saying. You got these, oh my God, these, how can I say this? These characters, they don't get it like that.
They cosplay, baby. They cosplay. They Harry Potter. They get a little cape.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. These people don't. That's what I'm saying. That's how I got it. I would sit down with family members and I would get the information like that. Like listen, some of these guys that get initiated, I talk to them and it's like, bro, your head is full of rocks. Like you guys don't have we have a thing called connaissance, like in French, right? It's like cant, you have the knowledge to know, you know, and these guys, I don't know, it's just, bro, do you even have the knowledge? Do you understand what the thing that you're talking about? Like, I don't think these people really understand. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you get, okay, yeah, you got, like, I just say this. There's certain things a person may learn, oh, put this here, put that there, put this on. Like, a lot of these, that's one thing I realized about a lot of initiated people. They get pieces of what people live on the inside. Like, you're being told to do this, do that, do this, do that, but do you understand the meaning behind what you're doing? Like, this is the shit that I'm talking about. Like, I mean, listen, when you sit down and listen to your abuela, you spoke to your abuela, you know, and she gave you the information and she made you think like, okay, wow, she gave you understanding. These guys, they're not sitting down with people and giving them information like that. It's like you come to...
They're consumed in the internet. They're consumed in the internet. They're consumed in the internet. They're consumed in the people who don't have a head or a crown. And when I say a head or a crown, that means they're not crowned and they don't even have a brain. No tienen cerebro ni corona. So you're just doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And you're essentially fucking up yourself, and you're essentially fucking up your family. Because you're jamming yourself, you're jamming your finances, you're jamming your relationships, you're jamming your careers, you're blocking your own path, and you're messing up your kids.
See, that's the thing. See, that's what I'm saying. This is the stuff that my father was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Well, damn, I said my father. I can't. Let's just say I'm not supposed to say that. You know what I'm saying? But this is what my family was talking about. When you're doing voodoo, you're doing it for your future generation. You're doing it for your family. Because if you don't do this stuff right, it can fall back on your kids in the generations to come. And a lot of people don't understand that when they get part of this. I'm just saying they don't.
Get greedy.
Huh?
They get greedy. And it's so easy to get greedy because it's like a need. Everybody wants to be fixed. Everybody wants success. Everybody knows. And that's why I operate the way that I operate. For example, I don't run around and be like, oh, I'm a child of a yeah, da 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 da. Because everybody's going to want something from me. And I don't want to, now if I have to, I have to. But if I don't have to, I'm not doing it. Why? Because I'm not carrying that on my back. Because at the end of the day, I got to explain that. I got to pay for that. And your shit ain't worth my family. Your shit ain't worth my sanity. Your shit ain't worth my health. Because we lose our health. And that's another thing people don't notice. When they sit there and they play with these tarot cards and they do, you're taking away from your life.
And you know that's crazy because my grandfather used to say that as well. My grandfather used to say, well, he spoke more of in the sense of the negative. When you're doing negative, let us say, I mean, you can go and look at it, a person can take it whatever way they want to take it.
Right.
When you're doing certain negative things, it takes years off your life. See, this is what I'm saying. You getting ancient wisdom. These airhead fucking voodooism today, I don't know where the fuck these compactors of trash came from. Because this is a shit, that's what I'm saying. The stuff that I'm saying, which is new generation, these dumb fucks, they don't understand none of it. See, the wisdom we're talking about is that old wisdom from the 1930s, 1940s, from our, abuelos and our abuelas. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. We getting that type of wisdom. And this shit is so foreign to these dumb motherfucking new school practitioners that's on that, oh, I got initiated, I paid this type of money. We on the same page.
You know what they missing? Love. You got to have somebody to love you that's going to teach you the right way, that's going to care about you. You're only going to get that from your family.
Exactly.
Because if I'm paying somebody that I don't know to do a job, or I'm paying somebody to teach me something, that's why a lot of people that practice don't teach. I'm not going to give you my weapons. Because there comes a time where the student challenges the teacher sometimes.
Verdad.
And you're never supposed to challenge the teacher.
And that happens all the time. Listen, let me tell you this. Do you know how many busters that I put on, they try to turn against me? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people that I've helped along the way. You know what I'm saying? And they try to turn against me. A lot of these youngsters. There's this Dominican kid. Oh, shit, I started to bring up some old beef. You know what I'm saying? But listen, there's people that studied my shit. Sometimes I didn't even have to be around them. But a lot of these guys, they studied my shit. And eventually, they start thinking that they can outdo me in my own shit. And that's what happens. Like you said, there's going to be people that's going to try to get up and challenge you.
You can never have the sauce.